Picture the scene. You're settling into your business class seat, ready to enjoy the perks of flying in style. As the smiling flight attendant places your salad in front of you, you get ready to dive in. You haven't even noticed, and you won't. But something is different. It's the salad. There's actually one less olive in your salad than usual. It seems trivial, barely worth mentioning, really. But what if I told you that this tiny, almost imperceptible change saved an airline $40,000 a year? Yes, you heard that right. An olive helped save a fortune, and that's just the beginning. Today, we're diving into the surprising and ingenious ways airlines pinch pennies. Our story begins in the 1980s with American Airlines. At the time, Robert Crandall, the airline's CEO, was on a mission to cut costs without sacrificing passenger experience. Airlines were grappling with rising fuel prices and fierce competition, so every penny counted. One day, Crandall's team discovered an unusual opportunity: the salads served in first class. Each one came with a handful of olives, a touch of luxury for passengers enjoying their in-flight meals. But here's the kicker. They realized that removing just one olive per salad wouldn't make any difference to passenger satisfaction. So, they tested it. One less olive, thousands of salads served daily, and just like that, they shaved $40,000 a year off their catering budget. Adjusted for inflation, that's almost $200,000 a year in today's money. It's such a small detail, but when scaled across the millions of passengers flying each year, the savings added up fast. This move became legendary, symbolizing the lengths airlines go to cut costs in ways most passengers never notice. Now, why was this so significant? It all comes down to weight and scale. Airlines operate on razor-thin profit margins, often making just $5 to $10 per passenger per flight. That means every gram, every tiny cost-saving measure can make a difference. And when you're flying thousands of flights a day, even the smallest changes can add up to millions of dollars annually. Take fuel costs, for example. Fuel makes up to 50% of an airline's operating expenses. Reducing even a fraction of a single plane's weight can potentially save thousands of dollars on fuel across a year. Multiply that across a fleet of hundreds of planes flying thousands of trips a year, and the numbers become eye-watering. This is why airlines have become masters of optimization. The olive story may sound absurd, but it represents a larger truth about the aviation industry. Small changes, massive impact. And American Airlines isn't alone in these subtle cost-saving measures. Airlines all over the world have come up with ingenious ways to save money, many of which passengers never notice. For instance, Southwest Airlines discovered they could save over $1 million a year by reducing the amount of paint on their planes. Yes, simply tweaking the design to use less paint made the aircraft lighter, which burned less fuel. And then there's United Airlines. United replaced bulky paper flight manuals with digital tablets for their pilots. The result? They saved 16 million gallons of fuel annually thanks to the reduced weight. Over in Japan Airlines found a surprising solution to save weight. They stopped serving ice in beverages on certain flights. No ice cubes. Less weight. Less weight? More fuel savings. Even Qantas, the Australian flag carrier, got creative. They swapped out their heavy glass wine bottles for lighter alternatives, saving 80 kilograms per flight. Over thousands of trips, that translated to millions of dollars saved. So why should you care? After all, these changes don't directly affect your ticket price, right? Well, sometimes. Airlines are locked in a constant battle to stay profitable while keeping fares competitive. In an era where passengers demand lower ticket prices, airlines have to cut costs wherever they can. And they do it in ways that you'll, hopefully, never notice. But there's a delicate balance. Go too far, like charging extra for basic amenities, and you risk alienating passengers. Stick to the invisible stuff, like lighter wine bottles or skipping olives, and you've got a recipe for long-term survival. The olive story is just the tip of the iceberg. As the aviation industry faces new challenges like rising fuel costs, sustainability pressures, and fierce competition, airlines are constantly innovating. Electric planes, hydrogen fuel, and AI-driven route planning are on the horizon. But the core principle remains the same. Small changes, massive impact. Who knows? Maybe the next great cost-saving innovation will come from something as simple as reducing the weight of in-flight magazines, or even ditching them entirely. So the next time you're on a flight, think about all the little details that make your journey possible. From the olive light salads of the 1980s to the tablet-wielding pilots of today, every tiny decision plays a role in keeping airlines in the air, literally. Fuel prices can get wild, and some airlines think they have a solution, but do they? Click to know more about how airlines gamble with financial hedges to save on fuel costs. The results will surprise you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.